Hello! Again, this is Beck from Nomadfly, and I'm going to show you an itinerary, around the world itinerary. I was going to film me thinking of the itinerary, but that would have been super boring and it took me like an hour. So I'm just going to, I guess, show you what I did. And basically, you can see here a bunch of different things. So I used kiwi.com to do this. It was my first time to use it for a big itinerary like this, and there's a couple of things that I don't like about it, but obviously a lot that I do. So I had in my hand at the same time as I was doing this my phone, and I had Skyscanner app on my phone, and I was checking bits and pieces, and which kind of helped me with this. So one of the things I don't like is that as you add flights, so I went through and added all of these. One at a time, obviously, and as you add them it gives you a running total here, which is pretty cool, but also it doesn't tell you the individual price of the thing, which is really weird, and I'm not sure if maybe I'm doing it wrong or I just missed it or something, but I couldn't see any way to, now I can't find out what the price of these things is. So it won't tell me individually, so even if I click on show detail, it just tells me the actual flights, and then this will just tell me the itinerary. So, weird thing. I did not like that. So, anyways, so I thought I would make a $1,500 budget. I actually want it to be $1,000, and maybe one day I'll do it with under $1,000 for a bunch of different segment fares that go around the world. So this is the first one of many, hopefully, that I will do, and I'll just release them randomly, and so people can get ideas of different itineraries. But this one starts and finishes in Auckland, and which I just found today has a really great route to Stockholm. So I was like, hey, this is happening. It keeps resetting. Okay, and just check the price is the same, because it was like right under 1,500 bucks. It is cool. So, and it's weird because I wrote the United States to Stockholm, and then it's just like bam, and it gives me Auckland, but I'm like, well, what if there's no place to choose. So, and also the date thing as well, so I just added a date randomly that was in one of these, so it didn't tell me what date it was until I went down to here and checked. Weird things. So anyways, so where this one starts is over here, Auckland, and so we're going to go, I just added these using the multiple destination thing, as you can see. So we're going to go from Auckland to Stockholm, which is a really cheap flight. It was $176, just from memory. And then, let me zoom in a little bit here so you can see what we're doing. A little bit of a clunky interface, but I still like it. So we went to Stockholm, and then we went to over here, Budapest. Now, as you probably know, when you search like somewhere to anywhere, so you might say Stockholm to anywhere, it just comes up with a bunch of recommendations, which is really, really cool, especially in Europe because they're so cheap. So I just clicked a random one, Hungary, and then Barcelona to Bonn, which might confuse you. It did me. That's Cologne. But so it gives you options for recommendations, and I just randomly clicked Budapest. But you can put as many flights as you want in here. I just randomly added those because we were flying out of Cologne. There's a cheap flight to Bangkok, and that's really the only reason. So you can add whatever you want here. All those flights between $20 and $50, like any of the ones within Europe, which is pretty cool. And all these dates are arbitrary, but they are in the next 3-4 months. I just did that randomly. It's kind of a weird time right now because I think 4 or 5 months is usually a good time to book, but it's like that's like Christmas, before Christmas, so the prices would have been a lot. But there's just arbitrary numbers anyways. So from there we're going to Bangkok, like I said, Bangkok to Kuala Lumpur to Australia. Coolangatta is the Gold Coast airport, which is really, really near Brisbane. You can drive it in like less than an hour. And I've done that many times. So let me move the map. So we were in Asia. So there's a lot of places that you could add in, like we could have stopped in India on the way there. I really wanted to do a stop in Egypt. I'll add that to the next one. But I was just kind of trying to get around the world quickly for less than $1,500 and see a few places. Because, yeah, the cool thing about adding all random segments together is that you get to do whatever you want and go wherever. Most tickets, if you look at pretty much any around the world ticket that's not like one of those One World or Star Alliance ones, they have specific routes. So Lufthansa has a bunch of routes that they fly. Well, I can't remember what they fly from Germany, but they'll fly, like from New Zealand, there was standard routes that people go on when they go around the world. So they'll just go, a really standard route is Auckland, where I lived, Auckland, starting in Auckland, New Zealand, and then like Sydney, and then Sydney, Bangkok, or Singapore, and then from there to like London, and then from London to usually Los Angeles, and from Los Angeles back to Auckland. Most routes are that. And so if you want to go to Egypt, you can't get that ticket unless you do that trip and then buy a separate ticket from like London to Egypt return or something as a separate thing, which is totally fine if that's what you want to do. But I really like the way that this works because we can add together whatever we want. And at the end we've got the Kiwi guarantee, which I mentioned in another video, and yeah, it's really easy to book and usually pretty cheap. So even though this is traveling in the next 3 months, and it's before Christmas, I still got it for $1,500. So I better continue. So Kuala Lumpur, Coolangatta to Honolulu, which is a cool thing. A lot of things don't stop there. And then back to Oakland, which was totally coincidental. It was like a $200 flight from here to here. I feel like that's a little bit more than I would want to pay, but that's how much it was. So, and there's no, like, you can't really get that for cheaper. This is why like flight route hacking is really cool for long distances, but there's no places in the middle here that you could stop. So yeah, I mean, if it was cheaper to fly like somewhere else and then to Oakland, that would have worked, or I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, so yeah, that's around the world for $1,498. So I was barely under the budget, and I don't know if I definitely would use this to get an overview of all my flights because it's so clean. I like how it looks. I don't like that you can't see the prices for each individual segment. I think they're trying to make you feel like you're booking one ticket because it can be confusing to book all different ones for people. So they're probably like where's that thing I saw? Yeah, I don't know, but it's definitely like they want you to feel like you're booking one trip, and that's why they've got the guarantee as well. But for me, I would like to know all the details, like the price. What else? You can, oh, here it is, book this flight, and you've got the guarantee there as well. So they're acting like it's one flight. Can I think of anything else? If you have any comments, just email them to me at beck@nomadfly.me. This is the first time I've used kiwi.com for this. And to be honest, usually I use Skyscanner and I just keep the flights in my brain or write down the costs on a bit of paper with the app, because it was quicker for me to do it in Skyscanner than it was for me to do it on here, just because it's a little clunky, and sometimes I spent ages trying to find where the price was and stuff. So yep, that's me. If you have anything to say about this, or you have a recommendation or a question or a suggestion for the next Around the World, itinerary, just let me know. Beck at nomadfly.me. Catch you later.